Okay, first let's make sure we have audio, because that's not fucking guaranteed. How are we doing? All right. Okay, back for round 3. Not gonna let shitty streams and shitty computers slow me down. No. Well, not too much. I want to do it as 3 actual panels. I mean, I can, I suppose. It's not like it's gonna make it a problem or anything. I can always erase the panel borders if I decide to. There we go. Okay, let's try this one now. think I'd be lucky if anybody shows up for the rest of this thing now after how much this stream got fucked up. Where is it, like page 15, I think? No. $13, okay. Shoot, didn't quite get that shape right. Okay. Well. Interesting how I kind of forgot how it even looks. Son of a bitch. Come on. There we go. So it should be, I mean, it should be a big old. Yeah, okay, I'll fix that up in a minute. Okay, just checking. We do have sound, right? Oh, shit. Okay, checking. Do we have sound? Yeah. All right. Well, that's what you get. It's still not right. Okay, let me see. No, that's too high up. Careful you don't smudge it too much if you can help it. Okay. Yeah. It's almost like we've been here before. I got to persevere and just keep popoing. Okay. I mean, oh, okay. I mean, I have taken care of most of the difficult stuff with that first panel. It's just that that first panel was also the fun stuff. So this is all just kind of in between. Well, I mean, there's a couple things here and there that'll be a bit fun to draw, but naturally, take care of the motivation to do the page first. Okay, and this table angle is no good. No, gotta go with that now because you did that for the. Let's see here. Don't really need to have the edges of the table here. Well, that has to be the edge regardless, but may have already backed myself into a corner on this stupid thing. It's my first time trying one. Yeah, I kind of like it. because next week we're some of the stuff I'm doing on the revisits again popped up with the circle panel, and it's like, why don't I try a circle panel on this one? I'm always worried about making my page layouts too conservative anyway. But it does have that thing where it just kind of grabs your attention, right? Sure. Okay. Yeah, that thing looks like it's floating a little bit. So we're going to need to break some of that up with some background. Well, so to speak. I think just some conflicting patterns to kind of confuse things a bit. We'll see how this works out. I have no idea, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think that worked too well on its own, but let's see if we can. I don't want to go pure black because I don't want it contrasting too much or melding in with Popo's hair here. I think that's a bad idea because that's just going to lose the chain here. This is just like, what if I had this? What if I had that? What if I just keep adding things and maybe it works out? Yeah, see, he's completely getting lost in that thing, isn't he? Okay. Thicker outline, like super thick. Okay, sure. That's, I don't know what's going on. Apparently his stubble is mushrooming. Try that again. A little better. Oh yeah, they are. Okay. Shit, I wish I hadn't noticed that this this table was just kind of floating in the air and flying by him. Oh well. I think we'll just allow that to be the bad panel on the page and hope there aren't more bad panels on the page. I suppose worst comes to worst, I could always just like draw another version of that panel and then just paste it over it. Kind of like this, how he's got to like lean into it. No, better, a little. All right, now he's going to be ready for action. Can't dispense justice if you don't have your badge of office on you. Because then he'd be a vigilante, and you can't have that. No, I think we can have that. Hmm. It's a good thing he's been able to keep up with his workout routine while he's been strung up on the hamster wheel. It's good of the clerk to do that for him. What was it? At the end of beginning of issue 2, they were like, because like he tends to just disappear off into the dark once a mission's over. So there was a mission ended at the end of issue 1. So that was the subject, well, at least partially, of the meeting between, what's his name? Rancor and Hawkstab at the beginning of issue 2. Towards the end, it's like, so like, didn't you have another guy? And he's like, yeah, but he just kind of disappears every once in a while. So like, I'm sure he'll turn up again at some point. They're not too worried. I probably should mention it again before they reunite. That's a good point. Because I might have forgotten about that otherwise. But originally, yeah, it was just supposed to be like, yeah, he disappears and he comes back later, and the team's just kind of, like they're just getting along without him, doing like a regular thing, and it's like, oh, you were gone, oh, didn't even notice. This would be a bit more like things coming to a head, and he's like, man, where the hell is Popo? We could use him. It's like, dude, Popo got captured like 4 issues ago. Keep up with the times. I think I might put a little awkward moment in there where it's like, I escaped their torture chamber. It's like, you were in a torture chamber? We just thought you were hitching back to the base. Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, since the beginning of issue 1, I'm trying to think when that even would have been. Like February, maybe? It's been most of a year. Or sorry, beginning of issue 2, rather. Like we're a year and a half on, or an issue and a half on from that. So yeah, that's almost a full year. I mean, just I'm a little pleased with myself even for remembering it myself, to be honest. I almost feel like I should go back and maybe like check out some of those page commentaries just to like see where my head was at back then. Because that's like a very different time now, as far as the book is concerned. Yep. Revisiting issue 2, page 10. What the hell was I thinking here? Well, let's find out. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think I'm on my own 3. Yeah, being lazy. This guy, I don't know. You could be putting stuff in here. Yeah, no, I always think, like, before I get started on a page, like, man, okay, no, I'm gonna like bear down and actually do some, proper backgrounds and just get a lot of detail, and then I get to the page and just like, I gotta get to the next part. It's good. Background parts suck. Okay, so now we get a bit of a reveal that there's been a whole bunch of rifles in this torture chamber this whole time, which is convenient. And now I'm thinking, like, shit, I could have done that better. Fuck. Where if he, like, it would, see, the problem is it would add more pages, and it's already a page-heavy book. Where he breaks out and just, finds the armory. And you get that, like, glowing moment where it's like Kid on Christmas kind of thing. This is, much more of a coincidence. But I do kind of have to keep the book moving a little. Otherwise, this third issue would be like 30 pages, which is a bit much. Oh, what, for leaving the weapons in the same room as the torture chamber? Or just having a torture chamber in general? I mean, I think it's still a fun enough moment when he kind of looks over and goes, ooh. It would be nice to do that, like, Hans Gruber Ode to Joy moment, though, Maybe if the book ever gets collected. Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe if it gets collected, I'll just do like an extra couple of pages with him, like, sneaking out instead of finding the guns right there. And then cut to another, you cut to another scene, cut back, where he just opens the door and just like light shining in and just like racks and racks of weapons. That would take a while to draw. But yeah, I don't know why I didn't even think of that moment. That would be such a, oh man, that's such a fun moment. And don't think of it until I get to the page. Like you you have the bit where like instead of doing this where he turns and like racks a gun kind of thing, just have him breaking out of the room instead, again with his headband. Although I don't know, maybe the one time is enough and twice is too many. It's just there's nothing his headband can't do. Okay, so I have to draw these things somehow so they do actually look like guns, which is a little tough when it's just like a rack that he's standing in front of. But I don't know. Let me see here. Now let's try and do something like that first anyway. I mean, it is going to be followed up by him walking over, picking one up, and saying, mug rifles. But if we can get a moment of recognition at first, that'd be nice. Let's try not to make them look like dickheads. Yeah, but they just kind of look like canisters at this point. Yeah. I mean, it could make it more like a rifle barrel. Not like a ton more, because it is still a laser thingy. I think that's a better idea. It's still not 100% clear what it is, but again, with the further clarification, I think it should be fine. Did I not say rack? I meant to say rack. I meant to say both gun rack and rack the gun. I do have my photocopier up now. It seems unnecessary. Okay. I think that looks okay, and it's going to have to be a little bit backlit too. Maybe, maybe not. I think it's fairly obvious what's probably going on, and if not, again, explanation. Okay. I'd be careful with the amount of detail on now, because I'm going to have to do this 5 times. Unless I photocopy it. It does look a bit like a gun. So that's a win. The box office artist. I'm not familiar. Who's the box office artist? Unless you mean Drew Struzan. That's where my head jumps. Oh. No, I've never heard of this before. Okay. It's never gotten recommended, I guess. So I saw something about kids art or something? Kids design? Oh, his kid's design. So his kid designed something and he probably made it look better. Okay, I kind of want to try it. Here, I'm going to try the photocopier and see if it doesn't look too bad here. Oh. Yep. Sure. Document. Let's do that. Okay, we're going to try cheating a little bit here. Which is, by cheating, I just mean doing what everybody else has always done by photocopying. But I have never tried before. By the sound of it, I'm either photocopying or making coffee. Industrial bags of coffee. Oh, shit. Is that good? Oh, that is good, actually. Okay. So, where are we? I mean, would anybody notice? It would save me some time. I think that's probably worth it. Oh, okay. Well, that sounds cool. I've got them loaded up in my Google search now, so I'll check that out next time. So let me see here. I've got to have scissors around here somewhere. What the fuck? No? I disagree. All right, fuck it. Exactly what it is. So, right? Doesn't seem like the worst idea. I like seeing a photocopy actually in like finished stuff because it's just like, oh, nice. Or like sometimes it is like, oh, you didn't need to do that. In this case, I think it's appropriate. So that being the case, I should draw Popo now and any kind of background elements, and then glue the photocopies over that theoretically, and then just complete the lines. I think. I don't think that's a bad idea. Probably should have left a bit more white spots to render differently on top of it, just a little bit. But that's okay. We're learning here. But I mean, this was set to be the unpleasant panel for this page, right? And if I can make it less unpleasant, I think that's probably a good thing. Okay, maybe I should actually try drawing it out now, since I'm gonna be covering it up, but still. Don't forget the necklace. Good enough? Consistency of shadows now is a bit of a, it's gonna be a little tricky because you draw one way from profile and completely different from straight on, or I do anyway. I have to be a little careful because, again, I'm probably going to cover a lot of this up. Okay. So we're doing one here. It'd be around there. Not a whole lot I would need to catch up on there, I don't think. Still, we can trim a bit more off. Okay, it's a little unfortunate that the rack there is in the middle, but I don't think it really is even going to be that noticeable, to be honest. Okay, so arts and crafts time because we're doing this. It's like, will this save more time? Oh, don't do it on the page, dumbass. Yeah, will this end up being quicker than if I'd drawn them out? Good question, but it does have that. I mean, like they wouldn't have looked exactly the same. They might not have looked close. Who knows? Okay. That's two. But yeah, the photocopy is something I've been wanting to try for a while. It's good to get one out of the way and just be like, oh yeah, no, it works in my machine, and it's not hard to execute. So it becomes more of an option in future. I'm not saying like, you know, I'm gonna put it in when it's not necessary, because I'll try not to do that. But like stuff like there would be nothing else on this page theoretically I would use, but stuff like in the hearings when you get those multiple repeated shots of Max Strumus looking straight ahead, or like with a slight variation in expression. That's the kind of thing where it would have been pretty useful. Okay, so I still have the glue. I do too. I haven't used this in a while. It's still liquid. That's good. It's a good start. Try to not slobber this thing all over it. Yeah, just assume you guys want to see a little bit of what's going on instead of just like hearing glue sounds. That's probably not the best. It's meant to be that one. Is it meant to be that one? No, it's meant to be that one. Okay. So we're using, what is this? Best Test Paper Cement, which I feel like I'm not very good at applying. Based on the few times I've tried it previously. Don't get back. I'm not done with you. try not to put so much in that it squidges out the sides. Yeah, not bad. Yeah. Yeah, not the front. Ah. Okay. Well, this stuff, I don't know, because I mean, I am able to remove it. Like, I've been able to like strip this kind of thing off pretty easily before. Like it holds for a minute. Well, like maybe a while, and then some. I mean, it might just be I wasn't applying enough before, in some instances. It's not rubber cement; it's paper cement. I'm just gonna go wash my hands now. Okay. I don't think I got all the glue. Oh well. It'll come off eventually anyway. Yeah, no, the paper cement doesn't seem to hold too fast. Um, I'm like I'd used it on the first issue for word balloons because that's what I was doing there. Not doing that again. Um, and like a few of them fell off after. Not all of them or anything, but like yeah, a few. And then some of them I was using to hold Bristol board when I needed to redo a panel, and just cut it out from another page, and then slap it up, paste it to that, and that seems to be holding fine. Although I'm careful not to try and pull them apart or anything. So I'll leave this until last now. Where's my 08? There we go. And then see about patching everything up, and then getting a little background in the back, maybe. Oh yeah, at least some anyway. Here, maybe flatten you down a little bit. Is that visible? No. Okay, let's fix that up. Everything's gonna catch on those things now. Yeah, no, I mean like the amount of time saved there. Yeah, it's definitely worth using the copier. Now I've got an idea to do it again, actually, because one of these is going to be, you know, like him picking up the gun, him holding the gun, racking the gun. Holding the gun and racking the gun don't necessarily need to be very different. And really shouldn't be very. I feel like I don't know enough about Wallywood's process to know how to take that. Was he a photocopy guy too? I know, like all of them, you use them at some point or another, really. I know he did the shutter speed thing, and I think most of the stuff I know about Wally Wood are from that like 50-year book that came out like 30 years ago. Which I was able to actually find another copy of recently. For like $13. It's like, oh yeah, shit, why not, right? Going full dread this time. I think he tends to go full dread when he starts talking about justice. Oh yeah. Awesome. All right, that's another one to look forward to. That and the John McCrae interview, and everything you put out is like, yes, yes, I need to listen to that now. Okay. But yeah, no, I can see that for those '60s guys, like particularly. Yeah, I mean, guys like the fact that Kirby didn't photocopy more is a little bit shocking considering just how much output he did. But like, yeah, all those guys were like cranking out comics. That makes sense. I think most of my usage of a photocopier will probably be summed up with or emulating kind of how Dave Sim used to use it, which is for comedic effect. He swiped from himself a lot. Okay, that's going a bit overboard, maybe. But that said, when you're Wally Wood, I guess you can kind of decide what's overboard. That's kind of funny. Okay, I'll have to like. Well, I mean, I was gonna say I'll have to look up some stuff on Wally. I'll have to wait for your documentary there. I think that would probably sum it up better than anything I could find. You tend to have better sources than I can locate pretty very easily. So okay. I don't I don't know a ton about Alex Raymond apart from again what I read from The Strange Death of Alex Raymond. But that was a little while ago now, so I'm starting to forget a lot of it. Yeah, there's a fair amount of swiping going on back then, by the sound of it. I guess it's tougher to track down. I mean, these days, you want to try swiping, like good fucking luck. There's people who live to catch you with that shit. Martina. Yeah, you were. What was it? I think last stream I sat in on with you. The guys were talking about somebody, and oh well, there was what's his name? You did like an 8-part Sweetum. You did like an 8-part doc on him, I think, and I watched 1 or 2 of those. I didn't get to the part where he started swiping, but unfortunately, was interesting stuff though. It's just a matter of like setting aside like 4 hours, or I mean more, I guess, really. Yes, yeah. Because I'd never heard much about him, really. I don't hear about a lot of guys. So I didn't realize that was the thing people mostly know him as these days. Apart from the Marvel Zombie guy, which, again, wasn't aware that was even a thing, really. Oh, that's pretty fucking low. Okay, so I got to get to the end of that doc then. That's not good at all. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about Uncle Jerk's or Jerk Comics Arthur Sweetum documentary. I should pull that up and find out how many parts that is. I don't know. Many parts. Yeah. But he goes into a ton of detail. So, like, for instance, when I was doing my Deathmate revisits, there was a fair amount of detail I got from the Deathmate doc that he did, particularly the Rob Liefeld stuff. It's good shit. You can see the joints on the action figure. Oh my god, that's so fucking lame. And he thought he was like king shit too, right? So like whatever he did, he could probably get away with. Oh, he's still doing it. Oh fuck. Okay, I would have thought that he would have been like, well, I guess if you got a name and you're somebody like Dynamite who just need a name, then yeah, fuck. That sucks. I mean, I suppose it's fine for him then in that he can earn a living at least. That's something. It'd be nice if he worked for it, but hey, whatever. Forgot about the stubble again. I think Matina was mentioned in the last live stream I saw. So I'm like, I have no idea who that even is. Yes, that was the guy. Because you were talking about Todd keeping him on the payroll. Even though he very obviously swiped stuff. And yeah, I saw some of the examples. Like, yep, nope, that's what that is. Okay. He's not shadowy. That's the one thing I forgot. So I was trying to keep him like dramatically shaded. There's a swipe file? Okay. This might be the most important thing I've learned today is that there's a swipe file out there. If that's the case. Because I always just like Google image search and then just whatever I can find. It's not usually a lot, which is a pain because like there's times when I want to just like one by one go through like the Liefeld swipes, and I can only find like 4 or 5. It's like no, there's more than fuck you, Google. We need a bit more shadow around the eyes. Ah, okay. See, that sounds worth looking into. Because I always hear these names and I'm always like catching up on them. Now I can know the names in advance, and that sounds good. Not bad, but could have used a bit more shadow. It feels like. Let me see over here. It's all right. It's all right. I don't have too many complaints about it. Yeah, get. Okay, how do I want to do this now? Or he's just picking a gun up off the rack, and it's not just a flat angle. I mean, I can. I guess this is why people do thumbnails. Okay, let's clean up some of this while I'm thinking it over. So you're not just staring at me thinking. that's riveting streaming is what that is. Anything here? No, that was pretty close. Okay. Yeah, not bad. That'd be great. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Fuck, I got no idea for this fucking panel now. Let's see. Oh, there we go. For a second, I was like, and I got no idea where my pencil went either. Oh, he could use a couple of teeth here. Let's see here. Probably a shot, like a close-up of the rifle itself, right? Like POV from Popo. Yeah. Okay. That sounds okay. Jesus. Sound like that thing was self-destructing. And in case I forgot what it looks like, I've got several examples right up there. Okay, how would you hold a gun? Like a rifle. And not make it look like we're just closing in on him cradling the thing from outside. Hang on. I must pantomime here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I got it. Okay, so just regular, like holding it out in his hands, basically. I almost want to photocopy this thing again now. No, unnecessary. I've got to turn into that guy. Yeah. That's a bit big. We can keep it like that, I think. Does it go below? Usually, yeah. Watch this be the one I'm accused of photocopying at anyway. Thumbs out, thumbs in. So we're going to give it a pump rack and a magazine for the same barrel. Okay. Well, the magazine is a bit of like you don't want it looking like it's a cleric weapon. You don't want it looking like a fucking AK-47 magazine. What do you want to do with it? Shoots lasers. So, I mean, the pump rack is ridiculous anyway. I just need it for the sequence here where we're getting ready. Oh, I'm getting some John McCrae fingers going on here. I'm all right with that. I mean, technically, it should be some kind of generator or something, right? Or like a plasma flow. Oh, you know what? We mentioned plasma in the first issue. Plasma should be involved somehow. Okay. And a pump rack. Damn. Fuck. I may have already made mistakes on this thing. Let me see here. What? Okay, I'm gonna look at some of the old pages on this thing, maybe, because I did have gun ideas in issue 1 at least. Are they not? Oh, where's the hard page? There it is. I mean, I could make it look like a fucking super soaker. If it's like plasma, I mean, you know. It works for me. I mean, like I'm not even remotely thinking about the science behind it. It's just, can I make it look cool and not like, it's just all slapped together shapes. If I can come up with something where it's like, okay, this is here for this reason, then I can maybe like make it look like slightly plausible. Yeah, I'm going old school lasers for the most part, where it's, like a bolt about that long. And does different things depending on what I need it to do. So in the first issue, it kind of microwave dudes from the inside. When Popo gets a hold of one, they're going to be a bit more explosive. So kind of looking forward to that. So what did I have here? Okay, so how's he going to be holding it? I assume we got we'll have like a. They didn't really have handles before, but they didn't show up very much either. So I can kind of change that if I want. Put like a. I don't know if a trigger guard that is necessary specifically. Get it looking like the Gauss rifle out of Fallout a little bit. I like that housing. If it's being held in the right hand, it's fine to have like a power, like almost like a turbine kind of thing on this side here, like a plant. And you got to be careful how you do your McRae fingers if you're going to go that route. Sure. And then like, yeah. Not triggers specifically. Again, their fingers are a lot bigger. So when racking it, you go down. Okay, so it should be further up, but it's not further up here. Shh. It's almost like an enlarged like pistol, or I don't know, almost like a carbine kind of thing, like a lever action. Ah, that is, yeah, that is the one thing I never checked out. It was Bucky O'Hare, because like I didn't care about the cartoon when I was a kid, and it's just like, so there's nothing. And then find out later, it's Michael Golden. It's like, oh fuck, I should check that out. Shit. Okay, yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna have to look up some Bucky O'Hare stuff then, because that sounds useful. I don't have that inherent tech thing with the people who just like to sit and noodle on tech forever. Like that's me with faces. I can do that. Am I going overboard here? No, not so much. But yeah, tech, it's always just kind of like, can it be remotely convincing? Good enough. Okay. Should probably be over here somewhere then. So often end up looking at somebody. Okay. But yeah, I'll often end up looking at somebody like Stephen Platt, or I mean, there's all sorts of guys. Platt's always a good example though. And just be like, okay, what textures is he using? What little does he? Okay, he puts rivets on. Okay, he puts little indentations. Okay, puts little scopes. Yeah, we'll try some of that at some point, maybe. And of course, Jim Lee and Wills and all that, and just trying to find a style that works for me, and not really getting there so far, but just kind of hoping I can find something that looks, remotely plausible. Yeah, too thick. Sure, that's all right. Screws. Yeah, no kidding, man. And it's funny because there's so little of his early stuff, really. Like it felt like he was a presence for a while, and then you look back, it's like, yeah, well, I mean, a while is like 7, 8 issues, maybe. They're pretty great issues, though. But yeah, no, it's never been. And I'm starting to pull more and more from him all the time, like getting like the circle panel here. This is my first time trying a circle panel. Getting like smaller panels in here, lots of like, I don't know, just skinny panels to show like a small movement of some kind. That was something he did every once in a while. Yeah, I got to look at his. I got a couple issues of Soul Saga, which is something I know I should spend some time. I know he's more Joe Mad influenced in that one, but I can't imagine he went any like easier on the detail. And I was never a Joe Mad fan, really. I mean, like it's nice looking and everything, but it's not like my preferred deal. So like I Soul Saga I wouldn't even have paid attention to really. It's like I'm not a fan of that much of a fan of Joe Mad. I'm not going to be much of a fan of his ripoffs either. So not a Humberto Ramos fan either. Or whoever it was. I don't even remember anymore. Yeah. Yeah, that's a drag. I can't imagine where we're going to get the Splat artist edition. That's not going to, because I mean, like, it would mean him, like, it'd be mostly profit, right? And he's not going to acknowledge that. So, like, yeah. I mean, because they used to do the thing where they feels like they don't very much now, where they do like full issues, right? Where I mean, doing like 2 full issues is like a quarter of his output from back then. But yeah, I guess you could fill a book with some Platt stuff. I was wondering, like, did he make enough to warrant an artist edition? else here, and little bits of. Okay, so if I need to use this gun in future, this is what I'm photocopying off of, just to warn everybody. No, that's true. Yeah. And I mean, unless he has all the pages, which is unlikely. Yeah, he doesn't have to sign off on it, does he? Okay, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, like a good size amount of Moon Knight stuff. And then whatever he's, yeah, and then like a bunch of Prophet stuff. You'd have to put some Soul Saga in there, right? So some of his Wolverine Cable crossover or whatever. I don't know. He did do other stuff, right? I know he did like yeah, Supreme covers and shit like that. You got to put in like his Bloodstrike covers because those things are fucking wild. How's it looking so far? A little stretchy, but yeah. Oh, like separate books? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, they do that a lot of the time, don't they? Okay, fair enough. Is there enough Marvel stuff then? I mean, there's the Moon Knight stuff, which is like 5 issues. And then he goes back for a few spare issues. I don't know. I think there'd be enough Image stuff. Yeah, we might not be able to get Moon Knight then if that was the case. Mm. Yeah, I remember that. The Blood and Guts Cable. I took a brief look, and that's like when his style is starting to get away from being as interesting, from what I remember seeing. It's going to be something to like have that much animosity towards like the one guy, and like that's where you did your best work by a mile, and everybody thinks so. It's like no, that would never happen. It's like, well, then you don't matter, man. Like, take your pick. Let's just. Yeah, I can see that actually, the David Finch thing. Yeah. Yeah, no. It's just funny. I've learned to just kind of appreciate what we did get, instead of try. I think I had as much problem before with as everybody else with, going, oh man, if only we'd done this, if only we'd done that. It's like, you know what, we got 8 issues, maybe. I'd have to recount, but we got like 8 issues of absolutely bonkers fucking art, and that would not have happened otherwise. So, like, you got to be grateful for what you get on that. I feel like. It's like how much time did Barry Windsor Smith really spend in comics? But like, you know, his influence is huge. Oh, by not associating with profit? Yeah, right. I mean, like, oh my God, he could have been raking it in over that for 30 years. Like, Rob still hasn't really done anything to match, what he put out in 1991, 1992. And he's still riding off of that. You could totally have been that guy. I'm sure that's what he wanted to do. Come on. Mm-hmm. No, I mean he wanted to be a comic artist since he was like really young and thought he was going to be the biggest thing ever. Like, well, I mean, like that's hyperbole, but that kind of thing where he was like, like that was his plan when he was in high school, from what I've heard. And then like, you know, going to Extreme Studios and talking shit to everybody in the room about how they're not as good as him, that kind of thing. I don't think he felt like he was bullied out of it or anything. I think he felt like he wasn't given um like he deserved special dispensation kind of thing where the publishing world should have ground to a halt so that he could put out a book 6 months late. Yeah. I mean, that's the impression I get anyway. I don't know how true it is, but okay, are these batteries or are they shell casings or who knows, right? I should put more stuff on so they look less like batteries. I just realized that after I finished them. Yeah. Oh, I heard. Okay, I thought I'd heard that he was like, yeah, saying like your stuff isn't anywhere near as good as mine. Okay, I wonder if I misheard that then. just misremembered. I tend to do that a fair bit. Yeah. Oh, okay. So okay. So that's so that part I did have basically right. All right, good. Yeah, and that was the impression I got, where he thought he was super special, and like, yeah, no, the world should bend around me. So, and then seemed to get super bitter about it. Which sucks, but like, you don't have to be that way, dude. Okay, so I think I'm probably as good on this thing as I'm gonna be. Like, I'm just gonna, I don't even know. I can keep adding a bit here and there, but I don't know if it's really gonna make it that much better. So let's do it a little bit anyway. Make it look less like batteries. Right. I did remember hearing about that. I didn't hear too much in the way of details where he was, yeah, working, because I guess it would have been more fun to work on that splash. Like, how do you even justify that? Yeah. Yeah. I don't, it doesn't sound like he learned a lot from it either. I don't know. I mean, if he's been working in film for a while, obviously he learned how to get on schedule, I suppose. I don't know how much it sounds like he's learned about, I don't know, just kind of tempering how you deal with things. Okay. I should have something in the background here, like that rack essentially. So if they're up here, and try not to do them in too much detail so they don't conflict with this thing here. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds about right. It strikes me as funny the amount of people who get into comics and then complain about how hard the schedule is. It's like, yeah, didn't you do the research there, man? What you think? They're just gonna let you draw Spider-Man swinging around whenever you feel like it? Like, everything you ever hear, if you look into it a little bit, is that it's a fucking grind. Like, to the point where, like, Mark Silvestri didn't want to do it anymore. Where, I mean, Todd McFarlane fucking stopped as soon as he didn't have to. Jim Lee, pretty much the same thing at this point. Like, anybody who gets in a position where they don't need to do it, if they don't absolutely love churning out pages like fucking John Byrne or something, then yeah. It's just like that whole comics broke me bullshit. It's like, yeah, like, I mean, like, that's just how comics is, man. Like, learn about the industry you're getting into before you get into it, maybe. Okay, so we go like that and do a rack here, like and and some, not just some racks here, some grates. That's what that's starting to look like to me. Sorry. For those unfamiliar, last week got a little epic with the grate work. We got our shot of Popo hitting the floor, and yeah, no, had to draw a whole bunch of greats. So, not planning on doing it again until around issue 25. Not issue 25, page 25, unfortunately. Yeah, no, it surprises me. I mean, I guess a lot of them come it sounds like they don't really have jobs beforehand. So they don't understand that, 9 to 5 kind of work ethic and like, the expectations and all that shit. It just does kind of blow my mind a little bit though. Where it's like, have you not experienced this kind of thing before? Let's simplify the shapes a little bit. And see if we can do a little bit of separation. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense really, but fuck it. That's not quite right, but that's okay, I think. Don't forget the rack slide there. Slide rack, whatever the fuck. I don't know shit about guns. I'm Canadian. Okay, and just kind of yoink like that. Okay, so I think we should do more horizontal than vertical on this thing. Yeah. Hey, where are you going? Stay put. Thank you. Get back on there, fucker. That is not going to show up at all. I'm okay with it though. That's one of those lines where it's like, oh yeah, that one's just for me. A little bit thicker, okay? Okay, and it's almost gonna be like a magazine rack. Don't overlap the gun if you can help it. That's a bit close. I could be completely negating this problem by using a smaller micron, but nope. Doesn't appear like that's happening. Okay. Wait a minute. How far down does this thing go? They don't all need to be that kind of spaced apart. All right, man. Thanks for dropping by. Man, I think it's the first time where I'm here longer than you. Shit. Okay. So we don't need to. Yeah, we can just do like, okay, 3 at the top, and then yeah, do another couple down here, or 3 or whatever, but then do another space. That seems to work, I think. It might help to highlight the gun he's holding a little bit too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, take it easy. Oh, again, it'd be helpful if I put what I was drawing up on the fucking camera now, wouldn't it? That's gonna become a single line. Yes. Okay. Well. We're on the bottom here. It doesn't matter that much. Oh, that stayed 2 for the whole thing. That's pleasing. Again, will not show up in reproduction though. Jesus. Take it easy. I could have spaced out like a millimeter more. No, that's too much. Like half a millimeter more. See it like that. That would have been so much easier. Oh well. I'm like losing track of where the spaces are in these things. Okay. Here, let's fill these in so I know what the fuck I'm even looking at. Sure. Okay. So we're doing okay at not mixing these, but I wonder if this still adds an element of feeling like it complicates this design a little bit. Maybe, right? It's possible. If it's possible, I'm going to take it. That's the one. All right. So I just got to be a little bit careful about putting anything in front of this and not complicating it too much. Okay. Oh, man. I hung up on my mom. Oh, well. Okay. I will finish off this rack thing, and then I will go call my mom. That's too far over, isn't it? A little bit. Well, I'm going to hear about it. For fuck's sake. Okay, so if we do like a kind of a fade from light to dark down here, assuming it never gets colored again, I think that should be enough for that panel. What is this? Oh, that's the, okay. That's another one of these rifles from the other side. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take off. It's been more than 5 hours in total. It doesn't seem like it, I know. But yeah, no, I did start this thing 5 hours ago. So thank you guys very much for sticking around this long. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you, I don't know what I was going to do to follow that up. I guess I'll see you guys next week. Good talking to you. All right. Have a good weekend, guys.